Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 9 of Introduction to Two-Dimensional Art. This week, we start looking at non-objective design and practicing how colors go together. And you can see you already clicked on the weekly overview if you're listening to this right now. You have do this week a non-objective design and a color practice. Two new things. So let's click on those. So your non-objective design you're going to need to read through this. There's a few student examples, and you're going to need to watch how to create a focal point in your design. This is the paper you'll use. We're going to create two different non-objective designs, and hopefully they have a very different feel and vibe to them. I'd like you to challenge yourself so they do. You are going to just simply pick two of these because you're doing two different designs and redraw that starter circle because you don't physically have the cutout one. I didn't put them in your packets. So just pick two of them and just make sure it's not in the middle. So I've given you some examples of a good spot to start. And the idea is that's your starting point, and you're going to try to make it blend and hidden, but then once you start expanding what was there, then it kind of becomes your own. Please do not copy what I've given you. This is meant to be creative and really ultimately up to you. I've given you a tiny bit that I want you to start with, but then it needs to expand and become your own creation using line, shape, pattern, different line variety in terms of thickness. You can color areas in with solid black, so it has a thicker line. You can have sections cross over one another. Ultimately, it's up to you. So I've so many teacher demos for this. Miss Yackel, the other art teacher, and myself both have several, so I gave you all of them. They're all pretty fast. They're time lapses, so watch all of them and you'll get a pretty good idea of what we're doing here. I've given you some that are straight lines and you can use a ruler. I've also given you more curvy, wavy ones, which would be organic. So try to do one of each so that they have a different feel to it. So I've given you examples of what not to do and what I'd like you to do. Oh, let me go back to that. You need to do two different designs. Once you have those two different designs completed, then you're good. Then you're going to submit that in Canvas. And again, this would be the photo you would take. Ultimately, one of these designs will become our final painting. So there's some awesome Kennedy examples of this exact project that we're about to get into, and their design started exactly like you are doing right now. So think through that. All right, let's go into the other item for this week is your color practice. You are going to take those two designs that you created and pick your favorite one. You're going to probably, it'll be pretty obvious. Usually students don't have any trouble picking, but if you'd like my opinion, you can email it to me. You just need to locate this small little sheet, and I've given you a color swatch. If you really hate the color swatch I've given you, you're just not feeling it, I've given you some other options here on the next portion. Here's the demo you're going to follow along with. By the time the demo's done, yours will look something like this, only it'll be your colors, your color swatch. So here's some other ones. If you didn't like the one I gave you in your packet, that's fine. I kind of just gave everybody one at random. If you'd rather have one of these, that's fine. Following along with that teacher demo, and then you're going to, so you'll complete that following along, and then you're going to apply those same colors to your favorite design that you created. I show you coloring in both. You don't have to color both. You just need to pick your favorite one, and students have done both. You don't need to do both. That's extra work that we don't need to be doing right now. So you would take a photo of your following along teacher demo with your color swatch here, and then one of your designs applying what you just learned. So I should see value and things like that. You can see some student examples right there. So you'll take a picture of those and submit that. Those that design with those colors will then become your final painting in the following week. So take your time thinking through it and choose colors that you like.